Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Sheldon, and this is Behind the Enthusiast. Today, we're going to be doing a review of my flat track racing season from 2022. We're going to be talking about how well I did, so obviously the standings at the end of it all. And we're also going to be talking about the upcoming season, what I have planned, what are my expectations, and also a little bit of a surprise mixed in with what I will be riding. So let's get into it. So, first things first, I want to start off with thanking everybody who supported me in 2022. Flat track racing, even though it is technically an individual sport, one man, one bike, there are a lot of people who are backing you up, who are in your corner, cheering you on, and there are a lot of people to thank. I can't thank everyone individually. It's going to take me way too long to do that. But obviously, I want to thank, first and foremost, anybody who is directly helping me. So my sponsor, Ironhold, the whole team, Olivier, everybody. Thank you so much, guys. Merci beaucoup. It was a great season. There was lots of improvements, and hopefully, basically flying around on my Honda with you guys, your company logo on there. I'm also going to be getting some race leathers with their logo on it as well. So that is also in the works. So that is a bit of a surprise. I will be working on those. So those should be made over this winter. And we've got about 2.5 months right now, I believe, before the race season starts or even officially starts. So still quite a bit of time. But I wanted to thank my sponsor, Ironhold. I want to thank my dad. Obviously, he supplied the truck, helped me out with the travel expenses as well. And myself, I have to thank myself because obviously I'm the one going there every weekend, basically doing everything on my own, or at least trying to. You know, I need to remember that I am putting this effort in, to basically go out and have fun. I'm really passionate about flat track racing, and so I need to remember to kind of pat myself on the back for the effort that I'm putting into this, because it's definitely not easy. Obviously, there's a lot of work. You have to kind of, improve and take it seriously to some degree so that you can actually keep up with your buddies who are kicking your ass. So, obviously, there's a lot of buddies at racing as well. People who are in my class, people who are not in my class, some people who have already moved up because they're just leagues ahead of me. But I just wanted to take a moment to thank absolutely everybody who supports me, friends, family, co-workers. Andrew, my pit buddy, he's from work. He was like, I didn't even ask him to help. He just volunteered, and he was a huge part of not only my success in, performing well in races, but also improving, because he was there, making suggestions. Other people in the pits were making suggestions as well. But, he was rooting for me. I saw a video where he was, pumping his fist in the air when I was making a pass on somebody. So, it really helps having people like that in your circle. And there's actually a surprise with him. He's actually got his own bike now. So hopefully you guys will end up seeing that as well. There is a chance that I will be riding that bike. So we'll just kind of have to see how things play out. But he has told me that he would like me to test it out anyway. So we'll probably do a test and tune with that bike. And I'll kind of shake it down and see how the bike rides. And then obviously there's other people, the ATV guys, all of you guys. There's a bunch of you. Everyone who supported me. My buddy Brandon Seguin, he along with Jimmy McCullough, basically helped me out in learning how to race flat track. And then Aaron Hesmer, obviously, for hosting Go Flat Track. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have learned how to race. And obviously, big shout out to Welland County Speedway, everybody there, everybody, literally everybody. I don't know everyone's names, there's so many people, but literally anybody from, you know, the twins, Sarah and Shelly, all the way to Sean, the president, anybody in between, all the volunteers, literally everybody. I have to thank everybody because there are a lot of volunteers, a lot of people that go there just because they're passionate about the sport. So I want to take a moment to thank all of them as well. It's such a great, feeling going out and being able to race, and having something local like this is super, super important, not just for me being, 35, but also for the young kids as well. They're like 8 and 10, they're coming up. So, it's nice to have that for them. And obviously, there's a lot of people that I'm probably forgetting to thank, but I just wanted to show some gratitude to those people. My girlfriend actually supported me through 2 race seasons, so in 21 and in 22, she was my cheerleader for both those seasons, texting me every single race weekend, rooting for me. And this last season was a little bit rough. Um, as you guys know, if you're following along with the vlogs, I had one really, really bad night where I ended up crashing twice at the very end of the night, and I screwed up both my wrists pretty badly. That was probably the worst shape I've ever been in. I also had a knee injury as well. So when I came home, my girlfriend was rather concerned, but obviously with physio and everything else, I'm healed up. I've got another injury this winter that I'm healing up as well. And yeah, there's always been so many people who have supported me, and I am super, super grateful for everybody. I want you to know that I appreciate every single one of you, even if I don't necessarily talk to you or, know you really well. I get so many people coming up to me, whether they talk to me once or twice a season, it does not matter. There's a lot of, new friendships that flourish at racing. The camaraderie is great. Flat track racing is so freaking awesome. And if you guys aren't involved in it, definitely check it out. You know, it's just super crazy, super fun, and I love doing it. And so I know this video so far has been thanking everybody, but I really want people to know how grateful I am for their comments on the videos, comments in person saying, hey, I watched your video. It means a lot to me, and I like, you know, basically giving you guys that, behind the enthusiast, behind the scenes, edition of the racing and everything else that I'm doing with the bikes. And so I'm going to continue doing that this season. I'm going to try to, get some more helmet cam videos, all that footage as well, kind of the bird's eye view. Well, not bird's eye view, but POV. And so I want to continue to do that so you guys can get a very unique experience, and hopefully it won't just be everybody in front of me. Hopefully I will have a few people behind me that you won't be able to see. And so, yeah, thank you to absolutely everybody. The season was a bit of a mix. This was my 3rd season. The first season was back in 2019. We had COVID in 2020. And then 21, we were back. And then 22 was last year. So 3rd season. And then 23 will be my 4th season. However, with COVID kind of throwing a wrench in there, it feels like I'm in my 3rd season, because the first season, I feel like I've just almost forgotten about it, which is unfortunate because I feel like I took a step back. But even with that in mind, obviously I was really happy with my performance this season, in 2022. We also had the banquet at the end of the year as well. A lot of my buddies ended up getting awards. I was going to say rewards, but the reward in itself it's not so much the payouts, but it's more the bragging rights between your buddies. I think that's the reward really at the end of the day, the end of the night. It's like, I beat you again, or hey, I finally beat you. It's always fun, fist bumping everybody. It's such a great time, And so I think it's about time that we talk about my results, the actual placements. So obviously, I'm running my 2004 Honda CRF 450R, which is converted over to flat track. So DTX class, DTX novice. I actually have the paperwork here, kind of cheating here, so I'll throw it up on the screen for you guys. The novice 1 450 novice or DTX novice. I ended up placing 12th out of 22 guys. Now, keep in mind that some of the guys on the list, they're it's going to be combined. It's going to be literally anybody who came out at least one race at Welland. So consistency obviously pays off. And for me, I had a bit of a slow start to the season, but I did try to remain as consistent as possible, but also improve on everything, week in and week out. People giving me tips, a buddy of mine, Adrian, and his dad. His dad said that he was joking, saying that I was his side project to help me go quicker. Right? It's like it was definitely accomplished. I would say, based on some of the comments. I mean, even Sean, the president, he had commented when I was going through tech inspection the one week. He actually said, yeah, he asked me, what happened last week? And I thought, last week? He was like, I had a pretty good night. Yeah. What do you mean? And he was, well, you were really, really fast. I was like, oh, yeah, right. Really fast. Yes, I was. The track was great. The bike was great. We prepped the tires really well. Andrew helped out with that. And it was a great night, a really, really great night. And so clearly people noticed, Sean noticed, and yeah, it was just so there was a lot of progression. And this season, I basically have to clean up the cobwebs and hopefully get right back in the saddle without losing any traction, if you will. And so hopefully you guys are watching this on a PC because the numbers are probably a little bit small for you guys. But obviously, Liam Kasky was first. He ended up finishing with 207 points by the looks of things. He literally won every race. So congratulations to him. I believe he's moving up to intermediate, if I'm not mistaken. He definitely deserves to be up there. And everybody else, obviously, everyone did a really great job of being consistent in and out every week. And then we have the open novice, and again, I use the same bike. Some guys use different bikes, but I don't. And generally, as the night goes on, I generally do better. So obviously, if I'm not quite warmed up properly, or if I'm not, feeling the bike, or the bike's not, set up properly, obviously playing with tire pressure and everything else, I generally do better when I go into the second race, which is the open class, and that is reflected by my placement, actually, which is 8th out of 19 guys. Now, it's kind of hard to compare to prior seasons just because of events that are rained out, a shorter season compared to a longer season, but overall, I feel like this is probably my best season. I felt like it was my best season. I was getting really good results based on, previous weeks where I wasn't necessarily passing people, but I was getting much closer to the main pack. And then by the end of the season, I was, bumping bars essentially with people. And so it was a really huge accomplishment to do that. And I'm pretty happy with my results. So, again, I wanted to thank everybody who supported me, everybody who comes out to Welland County Speedway. The results, I'm pretty happy with them. And this season, obviously, my expectations are to have fun. That is the number one thing. Have fun. You're racing with your buddies. Basically at the end of the night, it's just bragging rights. Everybody wants to see everybody finish. Nobody wants to see anybody crash. We want good, solid racing and a friendly competition, if you will. I know sometimes we can't get that. Some people, in the heat of the moment, they're, but it is what it is, and it's super exciting, super fun. And so yeah, number one rule, have fun. Obviously, I want to place a little bit better. I want to hopefully get into the top five this season, and provided I'm able to do that, maybe I'll end up getting a paycheck of, I think it's $20 for fifth place. I actually have one of those there. It's just over my shoulder. That was my first one. That was in my first season of flat track racing. So I got $20 for fifth place in that season. So I'm looking to get back to where I was in that season. And the surprise that I have for you guys is that, well, Andrew obviously he got his bike, and I also bought another bike. So, but I won't tell you guys what that is in this video. You guys will have to wait. So if you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button so I know that it's working. If you guys have any comments or questions, leave them down below. And of course, in order to find out what that bike is going to be, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure the notification bell is on as well, and you guys won't miss out on what is coming up next. So I will catch you guys in the next one, and thanks for watching.